Okay, it is 7 o'clock, so we are going to go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Lisa Kane, and I am the proud principal of Osbourn Park High School. I'm going to share my screen here in a moment. Let's see. Just give me a second. Okay. Ben and Lindsay, can you see up? You just got me. Okay, perfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. A few housekeeping things. We are offering this presentation in multiple languages. So if you are accessing our Zoom from the computer, please look for the interpretation button on your control bar. It looks like a globe. And once you click on it, choose your preferred language. And then after selecting your language, click the icon. The icon should change to reflect your preferred language for interpretation. If you're accessing this from your phone, please click the Join Audio and then click on Call over Internet. Click on the three dots for more, and then click on your preferred language. I believe we will have this presentation in Spanish, Urdu, and Arabic. So at this time, I will let the interpreters read this slide, and then we will begin. So Blanca, you may go first.
Estamos ofreciendo esta presentación en múltiples lenguajes. Si está en su computadora, puede buscar el botón para interpretación en el control que está abajo, se ve como un globo. Por favor, seleccione su lenguaje preferido. Después de seleccionar su icono, cambiará a reflexionar el lenguaje que usted prefiere. Si está conectándose a través de su teléfono, hay un botón que dice audio para conectarse por internet. Presione los tres botones donde dice más y puede escoger su lenguaje de interpretación y presionar terminar.
Okay. Is our Arabic interpreter ready to go? No? What about Urdu? No, I don't know what happened to the interpreters.
Yeah, yes, I'm ready.
Oh,
sorry,
perfect.
my mic was...
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you.
दोस्तों सलाम, मेरा नाम अलीज़ मेरी है, मैं ऑसबोर्न हाई स्कूल के प्रिंसिपल हूँ। आज मैं प्रेजेंटेशन देना चाहता हूँ और प्रेजेंटेशन मुख्तलिफ ज़ुबानों में तर्जुमा हो जाएगा आपके लिए। तो अगर आप कंप्यूटर के तरीके से हमारे साथ वसल है, आप अपनी स्क्रीन के नीचे कंट्रोल पैनल पे क्लिक करके आपको ग्लोब का साइन नजर आएगा, उस पर क्लिक करके फिर आपकी पसंदीदा ज़ुबान इंतखाब कर सकते हैं। और अगर आप टेलीफोन के जरिए हमारे साथ वसल है आज, तो आप जॉइन ऑडियो पे क्लिक कर लें और उसके बाद आपको जो तीन नुक्ते नजर आएंगे उस पे क्लिक करके अपनी पसंद की जुबान इंतखाब कर लें और आप फिर तर्जुमा सुन सकते हैं।
Okay, thank you. All right, so I don't know what happened to our other interpreters, so I'm going to go ahead and move along. Okay, so tonight's presentation, this is a view and listen meeting because of the size of the webinar. However, we will allow for questions. You may type them in the Q&A. We will try to answer them. I have some of our assistant principals are also in the viewing audience, if you will, and they will be answering your questions in the Q&A, and we will recap some of the most popular questions at the end. If we don't answer your question, we are definitely jotting them down, and as the county provides clarification or as once we know more, we will send out those answers in a be in the know communication at a later time. So back in the spring, the Prince William County School Board approved their plan moving forward as a result of the ramifications of COVID-19. And students were families were provided the option of picking either in-person or virtual learning. And I'm going to cover virtual later, but if you are here at the 7 o'clock webinar, that means you and your family chose in-person learning. And that is what we will be covering now. So I will begin with the overview for Prince William County. We are going to return to normal pre-pandemic operations. There will be no minimum physical distancing requirements. COVID vaccinations are not required for students. And you may visit the pwcs.edu/immunizations for information on where you can access immunizations should you be interested in getting those for you or for your family. And indoor masking is required for all staff and students once we begin the school year. Some other keynotes for PWCS: breakfast and lunch will be free for all students. With that being said, if you are eligible for free and reduced lunch, we are asking that parents and families please go ahead and fill out the free and reduced lunch application. It impacts funding for our school and also provides students that need it fee waivers for tests like the SAT and ACT. So it is in your best interest and a win-win for both the school and the family if you fill out the free and reduced lunch application. And you can find those on the PWCS website, and we will also have them in the be in the know for the next couple of weeks, just for easy access. Teachers will eat in the cafeterias, and we will follow the pre-pandemic capacity. Buses will run at full capacity. Around August 17th, transportation will release the bus schedules for students who are zoned for OP and also for our specialty buses. And on August 20th, the high schools will publish the schedule for the first day and student schedules, and they will be found in Student View and Parent View. So laptops, all students will be provided laptops on or by the first day. PWCS is offering free at-home internet for any student with need. There is a low-cost optional insurance that is available to families for students to cover laptop damage or loss. We are loaning laptops to all students, and it is the student's responsibility to return the laptops to us without damage. And so that insurance is optional and available on the PWCS website. We will also have that in our communications just for ease of access. Canvas will be the learning management system that is going to be used by all students, whether you're in person or virtual. And the hub is the same thing as Parent View, Student View. It's all the same thing. That is where you will access your students' grades. And that is the only place to find your students' grades. And we'll talk about that a little bit when I get into the Canvas page later. And families will complete the new school year packet, all of those forms, the loan agreement for laptops, the emergency card, all of those big packets of information that you used to get on the first day of school will now be accessed online via the hub. So be looking out for that. So again, there is a mask mandate for the 21-22 school year, and it's universal indoor masking. So staff and students have to wear their mask during school hours and on the bus. So state law SB 1303 requires schools to follow the CDC guidance, and the masking requirement helps us in these four different ways. The first is masking helps us to maintain a layer of mitigation for staff and students when physical distancing is not possible. It reduces potential disruption to the educational environment caused by quarantines. and it provides time for the vaccines to become available for all students at all ages. And it helps reduce potential impacts of staffing due to employee illness or quarantine. The PWCS masking mandate aligns to the CDC and the VDOE for protection against illness. So PWCS issued this graphic to help clarify when and who is required to wear masks. So students and staff are required to wear masks when students are present, whether they're vaccinated or not. And on the school bus, students do not have to wear masks when they're eating. They do when they're in PE indoors. Outdoors, they do not have to wear their mask. Athletes do not need to wear their mask. Visitors to games do need to wear their masks. Choir students need to, and staff in central office or during, say, teacher work days when students are in the building, they do not need to wear a mask. And you can find this graphic on the PWCS website. So now I'm going to focus and shift gears a little bit to Osbourn Park High School. So here is our mission and vision statement. And we take these, both of these statements to heart, and we really work to live up to these every single day. At Osbourn Park High School, we develop reflective, open-minded, critical thinkers who demonstrate independence of thought while embracing collaboration in an evolving world. Learners engage in rigorous educational opportunities and rise to expectations, high expectations, while exhibiting integrity and respect for themselves and for others. Through diverse and authentic learning experiences, we empower students to become internationally minded citizens who take pride and contribute to their local, national, and global communities. And basically, we want to empower students to be future ready with a growth mindset. Simple as that, empowering students to be future ready with a growth mindset. And that aligns directly with Dr. McDade, our new superintendent, with her vision for PWCS. She has said multiple times that she wants all students in Prince William County to have options when they graduate, whether they want to go to college or they want to go in the military or they want to start out in the workforce, that all of those options are available to them and it is their choice. They're ready for any of those three paths and it is their choice with what they do and what next steps they take. New to Osbourn Park this year, we have one purpose, and that is to focus on our vision. And in addition to providing engaging and high impact learning opportunities, we're going to focus on these other values. The DNA of a yellow jacket. So O is for optimism, that even though we have hard days, even though we have challenges, yellow jackets are high achievers, we are self-advocates, and we support each other and ourselves with respect and inclusion. We are perseverant, we are courageous and show confidence. Yellow jackets don't give up. Hardworking. Yellow jackets strive for excellence in all they do, and they model integrity. They are challenged by mistakes. And for S, we have kindness and respect. Yellow jackets are expected to model kindness in deed and in word and show respect for themselves and for others. I'd like to take a minute and introduce our 5 assistant principals. I'm not going to make them, yeah, I will. Lindsay, there you are. Okay, so Miss Walton, her alphabet is C-A-R-S through H-A-G. Mr. Grazier is not on here, that's okay. So Mr. Grazier is A through C-A-R-R. Ms. Wilson Keys is H-A-H through M-E-N-J. Mr. Hankin, want to pop on and say hi? He is MENK through SANO. And Miss Gill, she's not gonna, I think she's just listening.
Hello, everyone.
She's there. She's SANP through Z. And if you have an issue or a concern or something happy you want to share, these are the 5 people that you will reach out to first based on the last name of your student. Okay. Their email addresses are found on our website, and they will be in the know for the next couple weeks, just so you know who your go-to people are. Okay, so some upcoming dates. On August 19th, from 8 a.m. to 12 noon, we are going to be celebrating our new students with our new student orientation. Freshmen will get their schedules. They'll get to walk their classes. They'll get their laptops. And we'll have a pizza lunch for them. They'll get to hear the band, I believe. So it's all good things. There are a few buses for our base school students, parents that live, for transfer students. You're more than welcome to drop your student off. This is a student-only event. And we just can't wait to see our freshmen in the building. If you are a parent of a sophomore, and because I know the sophomores haven't been in school in a while, and some of them haven't been at OP, they are more than welcome to attend as well. For other students, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders, we are going to be available also on the 19th between noon and 2 p.m. For them to come in and get their laptops. I will say this, if there is any student that does come to freshman orientation, just double check the schedule that you get Sunday night on Parent View and Student View. Sometimes we have some shifting to balance out classes. We're working up until the minute the kids get in the building. So just double check the schedule to make sure that there aren't any changes. For parking passes, that's going to be sold solely online this year. So we're going to activate the website for seniors beginning on the 17th of August at 8 a.m. I believe we have 133 parking passes spots for seniors. So it is a first come, first serve. Seniors can pick up their parking passes on the 19th from 1 to 3. And underclassmen, I lost my light. Underclassmen can purchase their parking pass beginning the first day of school. And again, that will be online. The first day of school is August 23rd, and back to school night will be the 31st. Touch base conferences will be October 11th, and there will be more information as we get closer to the back to school night and touch base. Freshman Festival, like I said, that is going to be on Thursday, the 19th from 8 to 12. And in addition to some of the other things that I said earlier, we're going to have pizza, laptops. We're also going to have a club and activity fair. And that's where all of our clubs have a representative, and they have a table set up in our gym. And students, we really encourage students at OP to be active in our community. And we have clubs ranging from anime, we have esports, all kinds of really cool things. And if there's a club or an interest that your student has that we don't have a club for, we encourage students to form clubs. So it's always well received, and the clubs get a lot of interest from the activity fair. So definitely something to check out for them when they're here. So attendance and dismissals and tardies. So per Prince William County Regulation 724-1, all school age students are required to attend school each day, and it is the responsibility of the parents and guardians to ensure that students attend school. If a student is absent, we are requesting that a note is brought in within 5 days of the absence, and that note goes to the Alpha Secretary. Students who are more than 5 minutes late to school need to get a pass. Students who are tardy to class 3 times will end up with an after school or Saturday detention. And if a student is needing to ride a different bus or needs to leave early for a dentist appointment or a doctor appointment, we're asking that notes go to the secretary, the Alpha secretary, in the morning of that dismissal. So here's what our bell schedule looks like. I'll give you a second just to take a peek at how it works. So we have first period every day, and then we have blue days and gold days. On gold days, students go to periods 1, 3, 5, 7. And on blue days, students go to 1, 2, 4, 6. We publish the bell schedule and we put the color of the days on our website so students know where to go each day. During first period, we will be doing some advisory as far as study skills and some leadership activities. We are going to sprinkle those throughout first period, throughout this school year. And one other note, I am excited about this. During our freshman classes for English 9, we're going to be studying with all of our freshmen, the 7 habits of a highly effective teen. And we're going to be incorporating those habits throughout the school year in the English 9 classes. So that's something else that we are really, really excited about this year. So as far as technology goes, we are 1-to-1. So that means every student will have the ability to borrow a computer from us. We do prefer students use the PWCS laptops. We cannot provide tech support to personal laptops. Canvas is still the learning management system of all of our students. And if you need a hotspot for Wi-Fi, please contact Miss Aponte at our school. If you have tech issues, just call the school also. And we already covered the laptop distribution. Again, it's going to be next Thursday, August 19th. We will send out another communication about that coming soon. So parent and student view. This is the main spot of information for you to know how your student is doing in school. Grades are updated at least once a week by our teachers. And this is where you go to see if your student is being successful or struggling in each of their classes. We are definitely going to publish how to get connected to Student View and Parent View. I cannot stress enough how important it is for every parent to download this and get this on their phone. So you can check once a week, check your students' grades. If you have issues or you're struggling with getting connected, please call OP, and we have all of the secretaries know how to get you connected. So we will definitely support you in that. It is very, very important. Transportation, as I mentioned earlier, students who ride a bus are required to wear a mask. The bus routes will be published shortly. On the first few days of school, we take our time making sure that all the students find their bus. We have a dry erase board that shows the lineup of the buses, and we teach students how to read that board so they could find their bus. First couple days of school, it takes a little while for the buses to get out of the bus loop, but then the kids get the hang of it and they find their buses and we get them out pretty quickly. So course expectations. Every teacher will provide a syllabus for their courses, and it will tell you if there's any supplies that are needed, what the expectations are for the course, office hours, and times that the teacher is available for help, the basic plan for the year, and acknowledgement of grading and assessment practices. Canvas is the learning management system. This is where all of the students' assignments, postings, the to-do list, activities for the class will be posted. If a student is absent, Canvas is going to be the place to go to get the work that they missed. And grades are not going to appear in Canvas because Canvas does not talk to our the hub, our parent view. So the only place to get the accurate information on grades is in parent view and student view. We encourage our families to get involved, and there are many ways that you can do that. So we have the Parent Advisory Council. I am the contact for that. We meet about 5 times a year, and we talk about planning and different initiatives, parent concerns. The PTSO, Ms. Gill is the contact as we are reforming our PTSO. It's very exciting. We have about 100 people interested right now in participating. I cannot tell you how exciting that is. The first meeting for the PTSO is going to be on the 12th of August at 6 o'clock. A communication came out earlier this week on pre-registering for that meeting. And if you're interested, please go ahead and register to get involved there. And if you did not get the email, please call the front office and we'll make sure that we get an email out to you. We have a counseling advisory, and one of our counselors, Ms. Rakadan, is heading that up. So if you're interested in participating, we do need parents on that as well. Our athletic boosters and our to support any of our sports programs, Mr. Lane is the contact, and our music boosters, Mr. Izo, we have band and choral boosters. So please consider getting involved. Many hands help with lightening the load, and also the more hands we have, the more we can do for our kids. And we really want to make this year a positive one for them to help make up for what they lost last year. So in closing, there are going to be challenges ahead. You know, COVID isn't gone yet. We need to work together to make sure that our students have a great start to the year. Please reach out to your child's teacher first if you have an issue with their class. A lot of times, you know, from what I've seen so far, once in a while there might be a miscommunication. It's always best to go to the teacher directly. They will have the most accurate information on their course or on how your student is doing. Please sign up for notifications from Canvas so that you receive the same information that your student receives. And we pride ourselves on the communication we have with our community. Every week we publish a Be in the Know, which has all of the information about upcoming events, about things going on in school. So look forward to seeing those on the weekends. Usually they go out on Sunday. So with that, I am going to stop sharing, and I'm going to ask Mr. Hankin to maybe pop on and just let us know if there's any other questions. Oh, Ms. Walton. I haven't been monitoring the chat, so is there anything in particular?
There weren't too many super common questions. Alpha, I think the biggest one, Mr. Hagan, you can correct me if I'm wrong, was Alpha secretaries and Alpha administrators. Those will be posted on our website. Bus stops for Freshman Festival were sent out. They'll be available on our website. What else did you see, Mr. Hinkin?
There were a number of questions about using personal devices versus a school device. So
Okay.
Mrs. Canada, you touched on that. Our recommendation is going to be that you use a school device because we can help problem solve with school devices and provide support. Whereas for a personal device, we won't be able to do that. Did have a few questions about students that are out for an extended period of time. And what supports will be in place for those students, specifically if they have to quarantine due to a positive COVID test. So as we referred to earlier, there'll be all the materials, assignments through Canvas. If it is a lengthy absence, we will work as a team to develop an intervention plan for the student. to help support them through the absence and then support them with the transition back into school.
Couple new ones are Canvas. So Canvas account, so students will be loaded into Canvas once their schedules are loaded. So that will be a little bit of time until we're able to do that.
Couple questions about what the hub is. The hub is simply our side of parent view. So when we refer to the hub, that's what we see when parents and students are seeing that same information, but they're seeing it through parent view or student view. Did have a couple questions about some of the students that haven't been in the building, if we can post potentially maps of the building for students to access prior to the first day. We can absolutely post floor plans on our school website if you would like to access those prior to the first day of school.
Also, Mr. Henkin, there will be maps in the student handbook that students will have access to through the QR code at Freshman Festival. So there is a map. There are maps of the entire building, and they can look at them on their phone.
And we could publish that also in the Be in the Know, maybe for Sunday, Ms. Gill.
That should be great. Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Or even have hard copies if we need to.
Absolutely. I did see one question in the chat. Can a student join the PTSO? Ms. Gill, what do you say?
Of course, I would love to. This is going to be
Yeah.
a great year of students being empowered and being a part of our PTSO now that we're back in the building. So I've already answered one student and given them my email address, but I don't know where I can publish that, but I think you already published that in the, so just see me, and any student can also email me, and they are definitely welcome to come to the August 12th meeting as well. So
Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect.
A
And we
couple
might
other questions.
Okay.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
A couple other questions that are popping in. One asked if cloth masks are acceptable.
Yep.
And they are. One about fall SOLs. We'll be posting some more information about fall SOLs. I know many students weren't able to take their SOLs back in the spring. So we'll be sharing that information here shortly once we get past the first day of school. One question about expecting late buses during the school year. We are not expecting any late buses or any double runs. There is a significant bus driver shortage, so just be aware, as we've had in past years, there may be cases where a bus driver is out and we have a substitute bus driver, and every once in a while there is a late bus. We would encourage you to download the Find My Bus app so you can help track your bus and identify if it is going to be late. But we are not, like I said, expecting any late buses due to the shortage.
I see this question here. I understand that virtual students are taught by non-OPHS teachers. If an in-person student is out with COVID or required to quarantine due to close contact, will they be able to participate virtually? So once you are, since you have selected in-person, there is not an option to go virtual because of staffing of teachers. So we will, like Mr. Hankin said, we will put a plan together for that student if they're going to be out for a long period of time, but Canvas right now will be the place for them to get their assignments.
There were many questions about lockers. Lockers will be issued and available to students. They'll be issued to both freshmen and upperclassmen. It's your choice if you use it or not. So don't worry about that. There will be activity buses for our students that are on the eastern and western end of the county. There will be express stop services. That was one that I've seen quite a bit.
And if you cannot, if we do not have a bus for you for Freshman Festival, I am sorry, we were limited in the number of buses we were able to get. So I would suggest you have a parent drive you if that's possible. And if not, don't worry, first day of school, we'll have lots of helpers here to help you where you need to go. We'll make sure you get your laptop.
A couple questions in here about lunch. We will go back to the standard lunch table, so we'll not be using desks like we did last year. We have gone to the 5 lunch shifts to help us reduce the number of students that are in the cafeteria at any given time. There was another question about eating outside. It's something that we're looking into, but we don't know if we're going to be able to have the facilities to support that. If we are, we'll try to make that work. But for now, everybody will have to eat lunch in the building.
Trying to see if there's anything else. I think we got most of them. Anything else, Ms. Walton or Mr. Henkin, Ms. Gill?
There was one question, I think more than once, about sophomores being allowed to come to Freshman Festival. We would love to have all sophomores come in, but because of spacing, buses, all those things, we did have a virtual Freshman Festival last year. If a student feels that they would like to communicate with their Alpha administrator to discuss first day jitters, that's more than welcome. I just don't believe we have the capacity to have all sophomores come in at that time. Anyone want to chime in? I don't know if we're making
Well, I'll just say this, if an upperclassman comes to get their laptop that afternoon, and they see one of us and they want to do a quick walk around and just kind of get their bearings, I'm totally okay with that. I know everybody's a little nervous. We haven't been in school in a while, and we're going to make this transition back to school as easy and as comfortable for everybody as possible. So don't worry about it. Just come see any one of us and say, hey, can I see where the cafeteria is? Can I see where the stairwells are? And we'll be totally okay with that.
A couple other questions popping in. One about the PSAT tests. We will be doing PSATs on October 13th for all freshmen, sophomores, and juniors. A couple questions about after schools. We do plan on having all of our clubs operating this year, and there will be after school sessions, tutoring sessions that our teachers will hold, primarily Tuesdays and Thursdays when we have our activity buses. We'll be running our Math Honor Society this year, as we've done in the past, on Tuesdays and Thursdays for additional math support.
The PSAT is, someone asked what the PSAT is. It's a test that kind of gives, similar to the SAT, but it is done at an earlier time to gauge where students are in, I guess it's reading and math. So those students who take the PSAT can kind of gauge where they may need to study more to do well on the SAT. It also helps us see where our students are in some subjects in scheduling in the future.
We got a question about the nurse availability on freshman orientation. Not sure that she will be able to handle the volume that day. So I would reach out to her via email, or your Alpha administrator via email ahead of time, just to be safe.
Yes, the school provided laptop has restrictions on downloading certain apps. There really are protections on that, on those laptops. Got another question about COVID.
So let me make one comment about this. It says, what happens if an in-person students get COVID? So the county will be publishing very soon the protocols there. And based on our experience last year, we do a very, very thorough and detailed contact tracing procedure. And I know sometimes when we release those emails saying this is to notify you that a student got COVID, every person that's a close contact had been notified. And so if you or your student hadn't been notified, then you're good. We work with the county officials, we work with the health department. We do a very, very thorough job. And you know, we will follow whatever the regulation is and the recommendations are provided to us by the CDC for quarantine. I know that if students are masked, that minimizes the need to quarantine if they're not showing symptoms, but we will get and we will publish all of that information as soon as we get it.
And lunch blocks are not by grade. I believe they're by subject and by, actually, Mr. Henkin does a really great job of leveling them out to make sure that no lunch is so much bigger than the other. That takes a couple of days though. So usually by subject, so math and, you know, say English might be at the same time or something like that. We're not sure what they are yet though. We have to look at the numbers.
Mm-hmm. If there are issues with your schedule, there's a conflict or you find you're in the wrong class, then please reach out to your student's counselor. Also important to know that if you requested to pick a class like art and you don't like it or your student doesn't like it, we don't do schedule changes for those reasons. We're pretty full. There's not a lot of wiggle room, and we need to just make changes to the schedules of students who are placed in the wrong class. So for example, if they had signed up for calculus, but they took calculus over the summer, then they don't need calculus next year. So we want to make sure that we can accommodate those schedule changes first. And the procedure for that is to reach out to your student's counselor. And we will make sure that we publish the contact information for the Be in the Know. In the Be in the Know, the Sunday prior to school starting, you will have all of the resources that you need to contact, whether it's your child's assistant principal or me or their counselor. So you will have all of that information.
And with the materials for class, in high school, that first day, you're going to get a syllabus from your teacher. And in that syllabus, that's when the teacher will tell you what materials you might need. So please don't worry about that. Just make sure you come with paper and pen that first day. And you will see what the needs are for each class. And I work with NHS, and I am not sure about the NHS question, only because we have 2 new NHS sponsors, and I'm not sure if they even have all of you guys' information. So there will be plenty of time for NHS students to support school functions. And I'm so proud that you're asking that question.
Ms. Gill, do you want to answer? A parent asked about a yearbook.
Oh, yep. So because of content issues with COVID, the yearbook is exceptionally late. We're going to have a summer still here though. Supposedly yearbooks ship out on the 17th. When they arrive at school, any person that ordered a book will be notified, and we will also have some books still for sale. So we will send out a message out to former seniors, especially, so that they might have the first dibs on yearbooks when they get here in the building. We will definitely put something on the website and send out a messenger to parents and students, letting them know the yearbook is here. We apologize for the delay. It's just we had no content and we were waiting until all of the events were over for the school year. And then we got hung up in the queue with production because everybody was doing that. So I hope that helps.
Very good.
Yep.
All right, so we are going to end it now. And I thank you so much for participating in our webinar tonight. If you have any further questions, please send an email or give us a call. We will continue to have communication sent out over the next 2 weeks, so check your email and action steps you can take now. Make sure that when the courses are released, like, I guess, they could join Mr. Henkin Parent View and Student View. They should be able to have a link now, right?
Yes, you should be able to join Parent View and Student View now. If you have any questions about signing up for that, you can reach out to your Alpha secretary. If you're not sure who that is, that information will be posted on the website, or you can simply call the school and Mrs. Hackett, our switchboard operator, will help connect you with the appropriate Alpha secretary.
Yeah, and like I said, we will provide the contact information again in our next communication, so you know who your student's counselor is and assistant principal. And we look forward to being partners with you this school year. And please reach out if you need anything or have any further questions. Thank you so much.